Coming up on today's Locked On Angels, we're talking about the best food and drink options for a pregame spot around Angels Stadium. That's all right now on Locked On Angels.
You are Locked On Angels, your daily Los Angeles Angels podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Angels, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And thank you for making Locked On Angels your first listen of the day every single day, especially in the offseason. I'm Steve Granado. You can shoot me a follow at Steve Granado on Twitter, Instagram, Granado. This episode is brought to you by Spotify Green Room. Download the Spotify Green Room app and find one of our Locked On rooms. Before we start chatting about pregame food and drinks and all that stuff around Angel Stadium, I wanted to remind you guys that my merch is available. 2-7 merch is available everywhere, or not everywhere, on Redbubble. Why did I say everywhere? On Redbubble, available now. You can check it out if you like it. I think it's pretty cool. If you like minimalist designs, we have a couple of designs up there right now that are all Angels inspired. Just the Halo stickers are available. The 2-7 logo is available. And our brand new design, Rory's Words, immortalizing the 2002 World Series team with the Never Say Die Angels. That is available right now on Redbubble. It's all linked below. And thank you for supporting my local brand. Very exciting, very cool stuff. Anyway, so we're going to talk a little bit here about food and drinks around Angel Stadium. I've talked about this a couple of times on this show, how my main goal with this podcast is trying to be able to create the culture around the Angels. We've talked about it in the past. There's culture around other teams across baseball, other sports, of course, and even sports that are nearby. We've talked about the Anaheim Ducks and how they've been able to create culture around their team. And it's time we do the same thing for the Angels. And part of that culture is talking about food. We share food. We enjoy food. We like pre-game drinks, post-game drinks, all that stuff we're going to talk about here over the next couple of days. So that's what we're going to do right now. I have a list of some of my favorite pre-game food and drink spots that I like to go to before an Angels game. I live here in Anaheim. I've lived here since 2017. So I've been to a lot of the restaurants nearby, just by nature of living in this area. So these are some of my favorites. It's not an exhaustive list. There are many other small restaurants that I'm sure I've missed, but see, these are some of the ones that I go to regularly, and that I felt would fit really good for this. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. We're going to start with pregame food. In our second segment, we'll jump into pregame drinks, and then the last one, we'll hit some honorable mentions. So let's go ahead and start with food. One of my favorite spots to hit in this area, if you're looking for something indulgent, and by the way, nobody has paid me for any of these recommendations. These are just some of the foods I legitimately like in this area. No one has paid me for essentially advertisements for these local places. So one of my favorite places for sure to go to is Philly's Best. It's not very far away from Angel Stadium. It is a Philly cheesesteak spot. It's right on Chapman and Main, so it's about 1.5 miles from Angel Stadium. And this is one of my favorite spots for sure. If you're looking for an indulgent sandwich and you're looking for something good and fairly authentic, they ship in the bread from Philadelphia, so you know it's pretty decent. And it's reasonably priced. And you know what? Mike Trout goes there. I know that Mike has eaten here before and that he likes this spot. He used to have an autograph picture in this spot. So I don't know what happened. I went there to shoot some stuff and go check it out here before we started doing this, and the picture was gone. But there was an autograph picture from Mike Trout in this restaurant. So I know he's been there before and he likes it. Philly, Mike Trout, super tied together, right? So it's open at 10 a.m. typically and usually closes at 8 or 9. So if you're looking for a Philly cheesesteak before the game, or you're looking for an indulgent sandwich, I know they have like chicken cheesesteaks too if you're into that kind of thing. They have like fries and stuff like that, but I mean, just stick to the tried and true. I like the Philly. I go peppers and onions on it. I'm not a whiz guy, just go melted cheese, but I totally dig these. If you're looking for something indulgent and not too expensive, it's a pretty good price. So Philly's Best on Chapman and Main, southeast of Angel Stadium. Everything will be linked, so don't worry about trying to write these down or anything. They're all going to be linked in the episode description and, of course, here on YouTube. Across the street from Philly's Best, there's a couple of spots. There's not typically like really good pregame spot. There's just a couple of restaurants that I've been liking lately. There's this place across the street, like literally right across the street, right there across Chapman. It's called Ramen Mura. Mura. It's good ramen. Totally good ramen. Opens at 11, closes at 9. So this is going to be a pregame spot if you're looking, maybe if it's early on in the season, like an April game or something, and you want to warm up with some ramen. It's legit ramen. The best ramen in Orange County is definitely Hironori in Irvine. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. I've tried like 10 different ramen places here in Orange County, Anaheim, Orange, Tustin, Irvine. Ramen Mura is the closest you're going to get to a Hironori, which is like a Michelin restaurant. So I would totally recommend if you're just going to eat, go to Hironori. But if you're going to Ramen Mura, like you're not going to have a bad time whatsoever. It's definitely really good. I got it fairly recently for the first time, and I really dug it. So if you're looking for ramen before maybe a colder game here in the early part of the season, or fingers crossed, before a postseason game, Ramen Mura is definitely legit. And there's also a place in that same parking lot called Veganixima. So I haven't forgotten about you vegan eaters. There's a vegan Mexican place that's pretty darn good too. It's kind of got some wonky hours, but it's usually open around 11 o'clock. It closes around 8. So if you're looking for a pregame vegan Mexican spot, Veganixima is a newer restaurant. And it's pretty cheap considering, vegan food can get a little expensive. So Veganixima, I got their nachos when I went there, and I was into it. They had some pretty good salsa in there, and it's, a Latin-owned restaurant, and it's a woman-owned restaurant. So if you're looking to support one of those things, Veganixima, I was totally into it. I'll definitely be going back. I liked it. We walked out of there. It wasn't expensive, and I was super about it. And it's not, again, about a mile and a half from Angel Stadium. So if you're looking for vegan food, there are a couple options here in the area. There's more so in Santa Ana. There's more vegan restaurants in Santa Ana, but Veganixima is definitely pretty darn good if you're looking for vegan Mexican food near Angel Stadium. On the complete opposite side, this place does have a couple of vegetarian options if you're that person. That there's a newer restaurant called Moe's Deli. It's a deli place. It opens at 10, closes at 8. It's on Chapman and State College, right by UC Irvine Medical. It is like just on the other side of the 5 freeway. It is really close to Angel Stadium. So if you're trying to grab like a quick sandwich and you don't want to go to like a chain, like you don't want to go to a Subway or anything like that, go to Moe's. Moe's is pretty cool. It is fairly new. It opened only a couple months ago as of this record. I rock the Cabo turkey here. It's chipotle mayo, turkey, pepper jack, tomatoes, sauteed onions, jalapeno peppers, guacamole, and cilantro. I am super into it. It's got a nice little kick with the jalapenos. The onions are good. The turkey's nice. It's a newer spot. They got a good selection of sandwiches. Kind of in a random spot. It's like right by a Wendy's and a Starbucks. It's a lot of the like nurses and doctors and stuff from UC Irvine Medical go right here. I've noticed this is a pretty go-to spot since it's been open, and I'm into it. Moe's Deli, again, don't worry, everything's going to be linked. I really dig Moe's Deli, and I really like that Cabo turkey. That's what I rock with. Okay, next one. This is, if you're looking for a pregame burger, obviously you can go to an In-N-Out and you can do all that kind of thing, sure. But if you're looking for a local California style mom and pop burger that's not like fancy or anything, just a straight up good cheeseburger, Angelos, I love this place. So you know how there's like these restaurants in Southern California, right, that are just like, you can get a breakfast burrito, you could get huevos rancheros, and you can get like burgers or like chicken fingers. That's this. It's one of those restaurants, Angelos. It's specifically Angelos number 2 is the one I go to. I think there's one also on State College, but this one's on Chapman and Haster, just a few minutes away from the stadium, southwest of the stadium, off of Chapman. And it's a great burger. It's just a good classic, like shredded lettuce, tomato, Thousand Island dressing, cheeseburger. Like, it's no frills, straight up. They cook it good. They give you a ton of fries. Like, if they get one order of fries if you're trying to share it for 2, because they literally will give you a bag of fries and then take an extra scoop and dump it into the bag. So there is plenty of fries to go around. The cheeseburger is great. I love the cheeseburger. The Mexican food's pretty good too. If you're looking for something different, they have like steak sandwiches and stuff. It's just like one of those eclectic, like 200 item menu kind of things. It's great if you're looking for a cheeseburger and you don't want to go to the McDonald's on State College, or you don't want to go to a Burger King or that Carl's Jr. or anything like that. Like, you want like an actual burger that isn't like some super fancy schmancy, just a good old fashioned working class burger. That's Angelos, dude. That's like my Saturday go-to. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to get a burger. Let's go to Angelos. So I definitely like Angelos. Check that one out. In that same parking lot, oh, by the way, before I get to that, Angelos, that line can get fairly long. So you might want to call ahead. Just a pro tip there. That line, especially around dinner time, which is if you're going for a pregame, at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, that line can get long. So definitely give a phone call if you're going to order ahead. In that same parking lot, this is the perfect spot for a Sunday day game. So you're going out to the ballpark Sunday, 12:30, 1 o'clock, whatever the first pitch time is, whenever you're watching this, the Sunday day game. Okay, there's this place called Flor De Mexicali. It's a tortilleria and panaderia. It's great, dude. It's a little shop right there in that same one. So it's on Chapman and Haster, right there next to a grocery store. I think it's a Vons right there. It's great. I go there whenever I want pan dulce. If you don't know what pan dulce is Mexican sweetbread. So think of it kind of like a donut if you've never had it before, but it is lighter. A lighter, fluffier donut, essentially. It's not as indulgent. It's really good. They have a bunch of different things. My favorite thing to get here is just a classic concha, which is like an iconic Mexican staple. Their conchas are really good. They're really light. They're really fresh. They open at 6 a.m. And again, this is like my Sunday day game recommendation. So I'm warning you now, there will be a line on Sunday morning. There will be a line. So you're going to have to get there, anticipate waiting about 15 minutes or so to get into the actual place. It's this small little mom and pop. I'm totally about it. Flor De Mexicali, tortilleria, and panaderia. They have really good tamales, too. If you're just trying to get like a classic, pork or chicken tamale, you can't go wrong at this spot. But I love the pan dulce. I love everything there. I'm totally about everything that's in there. I haven't really gotten the hot food too much, aside from the tamales. But this is the spot, man. Flor De Mexicali, I can't say enough about that one. I'm super into that one. If we're going to stay on the Mexican front, there's a place across the street right there off of Haster and Chapman as well. It's across Haster. It's called Taqueria De Anda. It's a chain, so if you've never had Taqueria De Anda or ever heard of it, it's fine. It used to be a lot better. I think they've expanded a lot more, and some of the food is not as good as it used to be. But if you're just looking for a quick taco, street style, Mexican style taco, Mexican style, there's other styles, a street taco, 2 corn tortillas. Taqueria de Anda is pretty good. I haven't had this one in particular, but I've been to multiple Taqueria de Andas over the years. I grew up near one, so it's a pretty, safe bet. You're not going to get really bad food there, that's for sure. So check this one out. It used to be a Wiener Schnitzel, and it is now a Taqueria de Anda, just opened recently. It's open from 8 to 11. And then the last one I have here on pregame food, this is totally off the beaten path, and this is a 1K specific scenario. This is day game only, because it's open from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. This place is called Cafe Krave, and I've literally talked to the owner and asked them to keep because they're only open Monday through Friday, 8 to 3. I've told them, please open up on the weekends because I always want this place on Saturday. They have some like breakfast stuff too. Like if you're looking, again, we're talking day game here. If you're looking for some breakfast stuff, they have like bagels and things like that, and that kind of, I think they have like acai and stuff like that. I'm not sure. But what I get here is the Bulgogi beef rice bowl. Dude, this is legit. This is such a good bowl. It's such a good bowl. So it's, white rice, Bulgogi beef, which if you've never had is a Korean style beef. It's a little bit sweeter, good salt. Oh my God. It's so good. And it's nice and hot, nice and fresh. It's so weird that they make this here, but I'm not complaining because this is the best hidden gem in Anaheim. 100%. Like, I can't imagine a lot of people know about this spot. It's right across the street from Angel Stadium on Catella, right near the old Hooters. It's right there by the 57 exit and on ramp there for the southbound off Catella. So it's right there. There's like the $5 parking in this area too. It's, again, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's the only times they're open Monday, Friday. So if it's like a Wednesday getaway day, if you're going to a Wednesday getaway game or you can't even go on a Sunday. That's literally only like getaway days that you could go, like the 11 o'clock games. Go to Cafe Krave, dude. You will not be disappointed by this Bulgogi beef rice bowl. It's got broccoli in it. It's got this really good sauce on it, some carrots, the bulgogi beef and rice. It's so good. You will not be disappointed. This is one of my favorite spots, my favorite things to get in all Anaheim. It's just you can only get it at this certain time. So you're going to have to plan around, but Cafe Krave is legit. If you have any other food recommendations, pregame food spots, make sure to drop them on Twitter at Locked On Angels, at Steve Granado, and of course in the episode description or in the comment section here on YouTube. All right, coming up next, you've eaten. Now it's time to grab some drinks. We're going to tell you the best place to grab a pregame drink around Angel Stadium. But before we do that, this episode is brought to you by Green Room. Green Room is the first social audio platform made for sports fans. The app is free to download, and once you're in, you can talk with fans, athletes, and insiders in real time about your favorite team or sport. Green Room is the perfect place to start or join conversations about baseball. You'll find fans just like you on Green Room for watch parties, debates, post-game breakdowns, and of course, reacting to big news. You can even find other Locked On shows across the NBA and NHL for all you Ducks and Lakers fans out there, and Clippers as well. Go download the free Green Room app, currently available on all iOS devices. Be sure to create a profile, link your Twitter, and join the MLB group for the latest league updates. I know you'll find a ton of incredible rooms around there, your favorite teams and leagues. I can't wait to join you on the app. I'll make sure to let you know when the Angels room is live. Download the Green Room app today. Green Room, changing the way we talk sports. All right, cool. Back here with Locked On Angels. We're still talking pre-game spots around Angels Stadium. We took a poll here of Angels fans on our Locked On account. Admittedly, didn't get a ton of turnout. It was only open for a day, but had just about 50 votes. This is what we asked. Of the near stadium spots, which is your favorite pre- and post-game brewery by the ballpark? We said Golden. We can only put 4, right? So it said Golden Road, Brewheim, Noble Ale, and Karl Strauss. The winner in this one, unshockingly for me, with 63.3% of the vote, was Golden Road. Number 2 was Noble with 18%, then Brewheim, or rather Karl Strauss with 10%, and then Brewheim at 8.2%. There have been some changes around this area. Backstreet Brewery has closed, unfortunately, which was nearby Angel Stadium, so that is no longer in business, which is a bummer. I used to go there before Ducks games, but so that's kind of a bummer that they're no longer in business. They used to have like food trucks and stuff. I do have a recommendation to fill that void here coming up in our third segment. But let's talk about some of the pregame spots for drinks. This is a spot that you probably already know of, but it would be remiss to me to not bring it up. Golden Road. This is a welcoming community. The Angels fans are a welcoming fan base, so we want to make sure if you've never been to an Angel Stadium or been to Angel Stadium or been to a game or been to the area, Golden Road is like the main spot, right? This is usually where people go. It's walking distance from the stadium. It's right there on Orangewood. It is not far at all. I mean, this is literally the closest place you can go before a game. You can't get any closer than this than actually inside the stadium. It's walking distance. And I think the cool thing here is in its only, 2 years now since it's been open, fans have already flocked. This is like an Angels fan spot. This is like, if the Angels are in the World Series, this is where people will be there to watch, right? This is. I mean, yes, it's a macro brew at this point. It's no longer a microbrewery, but hey, I'm no snob. A good beer is a good beer. So it's got some good food here too. And it's just a good place to watch the game. If you're going to watch the game, not go into the stadium, it's a good place to watch the game. This place kind of files out before the game starts. You'll notice it when you look up and you're like, ooh, oops, I got to get to the stadium because this place got empty pretty quick. It's just filled with Angels fans. And that's why they opened it. And it's done really well. They got indoor and outdoor areas. You can bring your dog here. And I think it's really cool about this place is it's good for families. So if you have some younger kids or just kids in general, non-drinking, and you don't want to go to a bar or something, this is definitely totally worth it. I like Golden Road. I have fun at Golden Road. This is usually where I'm going before a game. Again, I live here in Anaheim, so if I go somewhere before a game, more times than not, it's going to be Golden Road. If you're looking for food here while you're drinking, I get the carnitas torta. That's pretty good. I usually get that with a classic mango cart or a Balboa blonde. They have kind of beers for everybody, which is nice, kind of throughout the spectrum. They got IPAs and all the way up to lighters, and they have some seltzers too if you're looking for that kind of thing. If you're looking for a plate to share, the Al Pastor fries are pretty good to share. They're not going to blow you away, but they're pretty good. I like the Al Pastor fries. They're definitely up there. And then my girlfriend, she really likes the pub pretzel with beer cheese. So if you're looking for a pretzel, something a little bit lighter before you get into the ballpark, get a pub pretzel with beer cheese. My girlfriend's super into that one, so that's a good spot. Golden Road, you probably already know about Golden Road, but if you don't, there you go. That's a good spot. Again, for people who have never come to Angel Stadium before, that's the one, right? Like, I don't think there's any denying that Golden Road is like the spot to go to if you've never been to the ballpark. But there is a smaller one that isn't too far away. It's off Catella and Sunkist, so the north end of the stadium, just off the 57. It's called Noble Ale Works. This is the one that won second place here in our Angels fan poll. It's smaller, admittedly smaller, and it's kind of off the beaten path. You kind of have to weave your way in there. It's in like an industrial park. It's across from the train tracks, but it's still walking distance to the stadium. A little bit longer of a walk than Golden Road is, but Noble is pretty legit. I've gone here before. I like this place too. Again, it's a little bit of a different vibe. It's not as party atmosphere. It's kind of more low key. If you're looking for a more low key spot, it's a lot smaller. I mean, significantly smaller. Again, it's in an industrial park. But I do like Noble Ale Works. They have a food truck here. Typically, they don't. To the last time I was there, they weren't serving food themselves. They don't have a kitchen, so they have food trucks that come here, and they have beers of all kind. It'll be hard for you to find something that you wouldn't like, and most people that would go here, they have a good enough selection ranging throughout the beer types and alcohol percentage. So if you were looking for that kind of thing, something kind of for everybody, that Noble's totally it. It's a smaller brand and smaller brewery, but I'm totally into it. If you're looking for, again, something a little bit more low key, Noble is the one. These are like the two main spots that I would say Angels fans flock to. I know Ducks fans will flock to both of these as well. I've definitely gone to Golden Road after a Ducks game, and I've gone to Noble before a Ducks game. So these are like the two main ones. If you are, again, visiting Angels Stadium and have never been, these are the two spots that you're probably going to find the most Angels fans. So if you're looking for that fan atmosphere type of thing, these are the two spots. There's some other ones. These aren't in the honorable mentions or anything, but there's a couple other ones. I saw dude recommend me on Twitter, Tilted Kilt. I have been to Tilted Kilt. It's a little bit further. It's on the other side on Catella, past Honda Center. So it's a little bit further. It's about 2 miles away from the stadium. So it's a bit farther. And it's definitely more of a Ducks spot. I know that the Ducks do watch parties here all the time. I've been to a couple of watch parties at the Tilted Kilt. It's fine. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's the greatest thing I've ever had. And I'm also not going to sit here and say it's awful. If you like Tilted Kilt, awesome. Great. I'm glad you found your spot. It's a little bit further. That's the only problem, is you can't really walk anymore. It's a little too far to walk. So you're probably going to have to get a ride share or, not drink as much and drive. Or not drink at all and drive. That's probably the better thing to do. Okay, there's another one here, Brewheim. It's super, super small. It's very close, however. It's just off Catella and near Bank of America. There's a Bank of America right here on Catella and State College. It's right kind of tucked away behind some apartment complexes and stuff. Brewheim is small. It's close. There's not a ton of sitting room, but it's worth a check. If you're looking for a new spot, maybe you're tired of Noble and you're tired of Golden Road, and you want a smaller spot, maybe check out Brewheim. I've gone a handful of times. It's not my favorite, but there's definitely something to be said there. I've seen Angels fans walking in and out of there before and after games. And then there's this new brewery that I haven't tried, full disclosure, but this one just opened up. It's about 2 miles away, and this is the one I was saying, if you miss Backstreet Brewery, this is probably going to fill that void. This has very similar vibes. It's called Rad Beer Brewing. Again, I've never had them. I've never tried them. They are very new. They just opened up a few months ago, and I haven't had a chance to go over there yet. But it's also in an industrial park. It's super random. It's off of Lewis Street. Again, everything will be linked below, so don't worry. But it just opened. It might be worth checking out. They have a couple of tables outside, and they have like a little bar counter inside. And it's a pretty small company. But yeah, check out Rad Beer Brewing. Let me know if you like it. I've never had it again, but maybe you will. And if you have any other recommendations, again, we're always going to take them. Drop in the comments below on YouTube, or of course, send us a tweet at Locked On Angels. All right, coming up next, our honorable mentions for some other spots near Angel Stadium. But first, this episode is brought to you by Built Bar, that has tons of delicious flavors. It's a protein bar company. There's something for everybody. When you talk to a Built Bar fan, they're definitely passionate about their favorites. Here are some of their flavors: coconut, raspberry, mint brownie, double chocolate, salted caramel, strawberry, orange, cookies and cream. There's a bunch of them. If you haven't tried all the flavors, I would recommend getting a mixed box. That way you get 2 of each of their 9 flavors for an 18-bar box, which is totally worth the price. Not only are Built Bar flavors the best tasting, but they're super healthy too. 17 to 18 grams of protein per bar. That's really high for a protein bar, and a good mix right there. Calories, 130 to 180. Only 4 or 5 grams of sugar. You can find other protein bars that have like a ton more sugar, so that's a really good sign. And then 4 to 5 grams of net carbs. They're all amazing flavors, all tasty, and all healthy. Built Bar is the official protein bar of the U.S. track and field team, so you know you can trust it. Go to Built.com and use LOCKED15 and you'll get 15% off your order. That's promo code LOCKED15. Thanks, Built Bar. This episode is also brought to you by BetOnline. We're back and better than ever, a new web interface for the start of the basketball season and more props, odds, and lines than ever before. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all basketball and football action this season. Head to the new desktop or mobile website. It's all updated to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's 50% on your first deposit using promo code LOCKEDON to receive that bonus. From basketball, football, postseason baseball, hockey, boxing, UFC, Vegas casino games, they got it all. Don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers for the 2021 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts. All right, folks, there's one more segment here I wanted to do today in our food guide, our pregame food guide. There's a couple of places that are close to opening or have recently opened that I haven't had a chance to get to or that I'm interested that are right around the ballpark. There's been a couple of turnover restaurants since COVID here in this area. So there's a couple of spots that I want to call to your attention that should be open by next year, if not just opened, and that you might want to check out. The first one is right here on Catella. I mean, it's super, super close to the entrance of the stadium. You can't get much closer. It's called The Trough. So this place is in the backside of the entrance, Catella entrance, on the west side, not the east side. It says breakfast, sandwiches, and beer. This used to be a flame broiler last year or a couple of years ago, and also then a bakery. And it is now going to be a breakfast, sandwiches, and beer place. So interesting. This might be a pregame spot for you. Don't think it's going to be a postgame. They haven't posted hours. They're still, like, I walked by the other day and they are still doing construction inside. I could hear the constructions going on inside. So they're still under wraps right now. Not a lot of information. Like, they're not even hiring yet. So we'll see if it should be open. The sign's been up for a couple of months. So hopefully it's open by opening day in 2022. So you might want to check out The Trough. Another one that like literally just opened, like I'm recording this episode on Tuesday. This opened on Monday, like Monday night, just opened. It's called Roxyz. This used to be a Zov's. And it's on the corner of Catella and State College, again, right there, same street, across from McDonald's, like diagonally from McDonald's. This just opened. So I can't recommend it just yet, but it's a place that I'm excited about. I stopped by to talk to the owner the other day, and he seemed really excited and really gung-ho. Again, this was on Monday. We're recording this on Tuesday for Wednesday. So it's still owned by Zov's. Again, who was this restaurant? It's a small chain around here. There's a couple. I know there's one in like Tustin. I think there's some in like Irvine and stuff. But yeah, it's got some more eclectic kind of stuff. I know there's like hummus plates and they got burgers here, and I think they have like fish and chips and things like that. They're trying to market this as like it's more casual kind of Zob's idea. I used to go to that Zob's. I went there for my birthday once, and it was good food. I like the food there, so Zov's is pretty good. So I have high hopes here for Roxy's. I looked at the menu. It's a little pricey, just a hair pricey, maybe like $1 or $2 more than I would anticipate. But if you're looking for a little bit more upscale, just a hair, this is a good spot. I would anticipate. So Roxy's, again, right there on Catella and State College. Another one to keep your eye out for 2022, Salida. This is the old Hooters. Do you remember Hooters right there on the 57, which was for a very long time, like the only place you could really go before a game, and it was packed for a while. The quality definitely went down. I had stopped going to Hooters very, very long ago. This is right here on Catella and the 57 ramp. There's also in the shopping center. This is right, by the way, where I said where Cafe Krave is. But in here too, there's a little coffee shop and a Cuban restaurant here. If you're into that kind of thing, if you're looking for a pregame coffee, and there's also again a Cuban restaurant in here that has a pretty decent lechon sandwich, which is pork. But this place, Salida, there's 2 other Salida places. It's branded as tacos and margaritas, which very much seems like they're trying to go for the pregame crowd or the postgame crowd. So cool. If you're looking for this kind of thing, if you can try it right now, there's one in Huntington Beach, which is probably going to be the closest one. There's also one in Valencia if you're up that way. So yeah, Solita, S-O-L-I-T-A, that is going to be opening TBD. I went by. They didn't have anybody in there. It didn't look like they had started construction. This sign just came up as of this recording, within a week. So might be something you want to check out. And then the other one I wanted to kind of touch on real quick is the Catch. I know this is a pretty big spot for a lot of people. The Catch has been closed since the start of COVID, and nothing has happened since. Everything is still in there. All the tables and chairs and everything's still in there. It's very strange, but it's been closed this entire time. There's still a sign on the door that's been there for 2 years, almost a year and a half, 2 years. That sign has been there. So I don't know what's going on with the Catch, but it's closed. Hopefully it opens again. I like the Catch if you're looking for something a little higher scale, kind of on the Roxyz level, but more a restaurant feel. It's not super expensive considering the area, the real estate, and the type of food that's there. There is a back area, which is finer dining. I don't ever go in that area. I kind of hang out more in the bar area. But if that ever does open again, the Catch, if you've never been to the Catch, I'm into the Catch. I think it's pretty good. I went there again for a birthday a couple of years ago, and I liked it. So I don't know what's going on with the Catch, but hopefully that's open for 2022. But again, I want to reach this out to you and ask for your recommendations. Send me a tweet at Locked On Angels or at Steve Granado, or both. Why not? Or you can comment below here on our YouTube channel. Where do you go for pre-game eats and drinks? These are some of my favorite spots. There's plenty more here in the Anaheim area. I tried to stick within the Platinum Triangle as close as I can to the stadium. Hopefully, roughly walking distance, if not a very short, less than 8-minute drive. That's usually all these spots. So hit me up in the comments or hit me up on Twitter. Tell me where you like to go. You can also call me and say you like these places or you like other places. 714-409-6396. Give me a phone call and you could be on a future episode. 714-409-6396. It's in the show notes. Don't forget to check out my merch line, 27 merch. The Halo sticker is there. And again, Rory's Words, my new favorite style that we have, our new design, it is inspired by Rory Marcus, the 2002 Angels, and the championship flag in left center field. So go check it out. It's available on Redbubble. Don't forget, if you want to check out, I have other podcasts. One is an 8-part docuseries called Our Game, Ourgame. We asked the question, who is the Latino Jackie Robinson, and found out that the question was got way too complicated. That's why it took about 4.5 hours to answer that question. So check it out. It's available on podcast platforms everywhere, examining the Latin contributions to American baseball. Of course, I have a way more lighter podcast that's called Movies I Should Have Watched. Movies I Should Have Watched came out today, every Wednesday. If you're watching this or listening to this when it comes out, is a movie podcast I host with my best friend Alex. We're watching all the movies that we missed over the years to see if they hold up in 2021. It's a whole lot of fun and escape from the world. If you're looking for a fun weekly movie podcast, Movies I Should Have Watched is available everywhere as well. I want to thank you for making Locked On Angels your first listen of the day. So make your second listen of the day now. Locked On MLB. Sully, or Paul Francis Sullivan, brings you his unique perspective on the major leagues past and present. It's free and available on all platforms. All right, that's going to wrap it up for our pre-game food and drink guide. Man, I've been waiting for this one, guys. Hit me up and let me know if you like these spots or if there's other spots. Maybe I'll toss them in the episode description. Again, everything is in the description. Bookmark this episode. Go check us out on YouTube. That way you can save that and check it out once the season rolls around. And of course, hey, you can check out all these places before the season starts to see which ones you like. If you're in the area, check out these spots. And then, that way come the season's time, you go, all right, now I know where I want to go. check them all out. Again, nobody paid me for any of these recommendations. These are all just on my own. I legitimately like these spots or recommend these spots. All right, guys, don't forget, tomorrow we're going to be talking about post-game spots. So it's some more like indulgent eating and stuff. Post-game spots, drink and food. That's coming up tomorrow. Tell me your recommendations for that as well. All right, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Later.